Good evening, friends. I am back again with another piece from Honey's Poetry. Actually, I wrote this poem as an entry of one of the contests in AP. It was inspired by the theme Surreality. Hold your breath and just relax while listening to my poem. Blessed is he who cries for forgiveness. Blessed is he who cries for forgiveness. For what is an illusion out of one's wrong delusion? To proclaim oneself as an angel of death, ended the sufferings of patience through his own way of mercy killing. For who is a man who walks kicking a tin can, whose gravity of committing such mortal sins can't be switched off a day, whose only moon is in gloom, and whose sun conspires only in the autumn's twilights? A 28 life sentences verdict was rendered, the right to live ousted, just with thousands of dollars being paid. Within the four corners of the dark room, solitary echoes where thunderstorms sounded in grief. Stolen futures, ended dreams, whose soul was being tormented. Wasn't he whose hand caught an iron cage, wanted with unhealed scars? Ruthless was that man whose heart was made of steel, couldn't be pounded by fears and by innocent tears, whose spirit was a devil's advocate, whose soul was uncompassionate, showed no remorse in his course of action. For what was mercy when the culprit didn't even reciprocate himself with clemency? When will forgiveness blossom if the act of repentance wasn't shown? When will humanity condemn? I stand amidst the trial of the century. I watched this man's whole documentary, featured not only in a theory. He committed an estimated 87 alleged heinous crimes perfectly. Was justice had been served well? If 7 pounds reasons shall teach perpetrators 7 important life lessons, was this man able to grab the privilege of repentance? Truly, the sins of this lost mortal surpassed beyond the deepest grave. Yet, he was only human, and who am I to judge? That's it. Friends, actually, that poem was inspired by the story of Donald Harvey. Who is Donald Harvey? From my source, Wikipedia, Donald Harvey was born on April 15, 1952 and died March 30, 2017. That was recent. He was an American serial killer who claimed to have murdered 87 people. Wow. Though official estimates are between 37 and 57 victims. And he was able to accomplish this during his time as a hospital orderly. Donald Harvey has a mugshot in Wikipedia. If you are interested to read his story, you can visit Wikipedia. Just click Donald Harvey. He was born in Butler County, that was in Ohio, USA. He died in Toledo, Ohio, the same country, and his cause of death was blunt trauma. His other name was Angel of Death, and his criminal penalty was about 28 consecutive life sentences plus a $270,000 in fines. Oh, that That was a huge amount of money way back then. And for the details, his victims were 37, and of course that 37 was convicted. The estimated was 40 to 57. 87 was alleged victims. The span of crimes talk about 1970 to 1987. Long span of crimes, isn't it? From 1970 to 1987, of course, in the United States, in Ohio and Kentucky. And the date apprehended, it was about April 6, 1987. He was imprisoned at Toledo Correctional Institution in 1987, the same year. More about Harvey. It was said that Harvey claimed to have begun killing to ease the pain of patients, mostly cardiac patients. Wow, that is how he did that. He did that by smothering them with their pillows. However, he gradually grew to enjoy killing and became a self-described angel of death. He describes himself as an angel of death. How could that be? At the time of his death, Harvey was serving 28 life sentences at the Toledo Correctional Institution in Toledo, Ohio. Of course, having pleaded guilty to murder. Having pleaded to murder charges to avoid the death penalty. Okay, that's all for this poem. Thank you for listening, and I hope you got something in your nutshell. Have a nice evening, everyone, and keep tracking. I hope you will keep track with my next episodes of poems. Again, have a nice evening.